Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Mindset Mastery series and to today's episode, which will be talking about daily and weekly structures. Before I go into the episode itself, just a quick reminder, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Use the notifications icon so that you get all of the alerts or notifications of new content, new episodes, as and when they become live on the channel. And please do share with friends and family as well. And as you're going through the videos, watching them, please do hit the like button and provide any commentary for questions or feedback that you wish to share or questions that you wish to ask. Without further ado, please enjoy today's episode, which again is all about daily and weekly structures. Daily, weekly structures. What do I mean by that? So the point is all about getting your days and the week in general as an overarching framework organized in such a way that your days are actually created by you, as opposed to having your days manage you and control you. So it's about you getting what you need out of your days and your weeks so that you feel like you are progressing and succeeding in achieving those goals that you aspire towards achieving. And that really begins with having that foundation, your daily structures and your weekly structures in a place where they are supporting you achieving those goals and progressing from week on week. You are able to move that much closer to your goals that you're aspiring towards. So the day structure week, it's about having a timetable and organizing your day in a way that it works for you. So if you give it that conscious thought as to what that day needs to look like, you'll then be able to make sure it runs more efficiently, productively, in a way that then gives you what you wanted to get out of the day. And if you keep that going day to day, you'll get to a point where at the end of the week, you've achieved what you were hoping to achieve. It's actually forced you to think about what you wanted to have achieved by the end of the week, rather than otherwise potentially feeling that the days are just passing, weeks are going by, and you're still no closer to getting to the goals that you wish to aspire towards. You've spent lots of time thinking about your goals, creating those dreams, those visions. But when it comes to the practice and actually of then progressing towards those goals, those visions, you're finding that as time goes by, you're not getting anywhere closer. And that's largely down to the fact often where we haven't spent the time needed to create and design a day, design the week itself as a slightly larger window of time, which then supports us actually getting closer week on week to that particular vision or those goals. So let's reflect then, what does that day need to look like for you? What is your typical start of day? When do you need to rise? When do you need to go to bed? If you start to consciously think about these things, they stop becoming random. You'll wake up at a set time knowing that's necessary. And you often do that when we've got jobs or we've got specific commitments. We know we've got to get up at a certain time to get those commitments done or achieved. So then there's the other end of the day as well, in terms of making sure we make a conscious decision as to when we're going to get to bed, to ensure we get the rest we need, to ensure then when we get up at the time that we need to get up, that we feel rested and ready for the day ahead. And then we carve out the rest of the day as well. How much of that day are you spending on work? How much of that day are you spending feeding yourself, replenishing yourself, that you time that we all need and must have if we want to aspire and achieve those goals longer term? get to those goals successfully and feel healthy and happy having gone through the journey, we need to have time in the day to spend on ourselves and time in the day where we're managing other aspects of our lives as well. So, in a previous episode, I talked about your 360-degree reflection. You'll have various components that make up your life, and it's important that you look at those components and on a day-to-day basis, how much of your time are you giving to those various components? Your family, for example, yourself in terms of your mental and physical well-being, and whatever other components it is that make up your 360-degree reflection. So, how do you carve out your days to make sure you achieve those investments that you need to achieve? And how do you carve out that week? So it might not be necessarily that every day you're spending an equal amount of time on all of those different things. It may be that some days you invest in certain aspects and other days are invested in other components. But overall, on a weekly basis, you are managing everything and progressing everything that makes up that 360-degree view. Each day you've given yourself an objective. Those goals that you've set yourself, you're able to then break them down into specific daily tasks, which when you tick them off, you are that much closer to getting to those goals. But without that structure in place, you will find that it's hit and miss and often very random in terms of what you get out of the day, and sometimes left feeling when the day's gone and you look back and you just feel that sense of not having achieved what you were hoping to achieve and feeling depressed or feeling very negative about the day that's just gone and feeling frustrated with yourselves. So let's avoid that. Let's invest the time and energy in carving out and designing your days and your weeks so that they are supporting what you're hoping to achieve. And therefore, you are then ticking those boxes of the goals that you've set yourself, overcoming specific challenges along the way as well, and then ultimately getting to where you're hoping to get to as part of those goals, those visions that you've set yourself. Any help around that in terms of the specifics, the hands-on actual planning and carving out your day, I've got specific processes that we would run through, all relating back to that 360-degree reflection, all about your self-discovery. It's piecing all of those things together to then design the day and the week so that it all fits together. And then we look at the specific goals that you're looking to achieve and make sure that they are then supported based on that day structure. And as you go through the motions, the day structure can then be adjusted as well to then make sure the contents that you're putting in the container continue to fit, or we adapt the container slightly, or we move the contents into different containers, i.e. different days or weeks, etc. But it all works and hangs together, and there's a process for that. Feel free to reach out to me and we can go through anything more specific. As always, you can use the comments box below, or you can reach out to me on my website, dannysanga.com. You can book a 30-minute session with me just to talk through the more specifics of your scenarios. That's all I'm going to leave you with for now. That is the daily, weekly schedule that I wanted to share with you. Please watch and apply. Share with anyone else around you so that they can benefit from this information as well. Thank you so much, and I look forward to the next episode.